The sun is just on my eyes. Oh my god. So yeah. Hello guys. Sorry for that late. Sorry for coming here late. I'd promised that it was going to be at 1 o'clock dot Canadian time, and then 9 p.m. East African time. That's Uganda. Kenya. I don't know about the other East African countries. Yeah. They always say that better late than never, right? But yeah, better late than never. But one thing I'm so excited about is, oh my goodness, thank you so much for the love. You know, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. We have hit finally 1,000 subscribers, and I thank you for the love, guys. I thank you guys for the love. I didn't think we'll get this far. Like I said, I didn't think I did not think I would one day be talking about even asking people to subscribe to my channel, or talking about 1,000 subscribers, because like I said, starting this channel was not to to make it grow. It was to store my memories, my struggles, my journey of finding myself in this country, Canada. But along the way, so many people got to share a part of my experience too. So many people into the asylum seeking journey just like me, and so yeah, I'm grateful. But like I said, I apologize. Prince is here already. Thank you, Prince. Said is here. Thank you, Said, for coming on board. I'm sorry for coming late because I was on phone with my family. That's why I couldn't hop in here as we had agreed. So yeah, bring your questions on. Bring your questions on, and let's get to it. But I don't know. I'm thinking. I was thinking, okay, now that we've hit 1,000 subscribers, it will only be fair enough for me to be able to respond to people's inquiries publicly on a live like this. So I was thinking of maybe should we do weekly lives like every weekend, but then I feel like every weekend is too much. So I'm thinking of maybe twice a month or once a month. But you guys are my people, so we're going to agree on what will be best. If we should have monthly lives to be able to chat like this, or bi-weekly, twice in a month, whichever works. Because yes, I do get to reach out to me individually, but sometimes it is overwhelming that people reach out, and the people who reach out to me, guys, I need to address this to the people who reach out to me and they don't have the patience to wait for my response. They don't have the patience to wait for my response, and I feel sad. You guys, that some people who are already here on my channel and already in Canada, they know the struggle. They understand the struggle. Sometimes if you're at work, first of all, there are very many jobs that you go leave your bag in the staff room, and you pick your bag when you're coming home. You leave your bag in the staff room and then pick it when you're coming home. So tell me, this is 8 hours. So when you text me within the 8 hours, and sometimes someone is tired after 8 hours of work, picks the bag, rushes home, the person may not have time to respond to your message. And someone says, hey, and asks the question, maybe 1 hour plus, or whatever, I've not responded. The next thing is, oh, it looks like you do not want to respond to my, like, people read, I come, by the time I come to see the messages, I see all this, I'm just like, guys, why all the negativity? If you're in a hurry to reach out to me for my feedback, please, it's better you don't reach out to me, because I don't like negative energy, puts me down. So it's not fair. You're asking something from me, but because I've not responded to your timeline, you think, oh, she's ignoring me, she doesn't want to respond, she's this is this is this. That's not fair. That is not fair. So let me see. Oh, Um, thanks so much, Prince. Prince is saying that's fine. Thanks for your understanding, Prince. Said is saying twice a month would be better. Prince is saying trust you're doing great. Yes, once every 2 weeks. Okay. Two people have said once every 2 weeks. We are going to, if there are no comments that come saying otherwise, we might go with the majority. So twice a month, probably. Then that's what we shall be going for. But yeah, I'm going to go into the queries that some of you have sent to me. I'm not going to give you details, of course. I won't be giving details of your questions and whatever. Like I've said in almost all of my videos, guys, the asylum seeking journey is a journey of no return. That's one. Two, okay, why do I say it's a journey of no return? Regardless of whichever visa you've used to come into Canada, the moment you start your asylum journey, that visa becomes invalid. Your visa becomes invalid, you know? So you lose your visa. So think it through. Fear, Charles, where do I afford? I don't have money. Where do I afford the money to get a PA? At 1,000 subscribers, I get. Okay, thanks for the suggestion though, but I can't afford a PA for now. It's me that you guys have to deal with. When you guys keep sharing my channel, and then we hit at 100,000 subscribers, for sure, your girl is going to afford a PA, you know. But um, till then, you're going to be dealing with me, you know. For now, there's no PA. So, like I was saying, the asylum journey is a journey of no return. So the day you declare, whether at the port of entry or inside Canada at an inland office, you lose your what? You lose your visa. So your status now changes. Now, another thing is there are people who have reached out to me asking, oh yes, I started my asylum seeking journey. I'm yet waiting for my work permit. Can you find me a job? You guys, it's illegal in this country, and I know in every other part of the world probably, for you to find a job without a work permit. But that doesn't mean backdoor, like there are backdoor people who could be open to hiring someone without a work permit. But in my own experience, a lot of people don't do it because they don't want to risk it. For you to be looking for a job without a work permit, guys, that's illegal. So people who reach out to me, please, and I say, do you have a work permit? No. And then like, but how are you going to find a job without a permit? Oh, ask it with you should be knowing. I don't know. That is an illegal activity that I'm not involved in, unless if an employer came to me and told me, hey, can you find me someone backdoor? Then yeah. But no one has come to me. I don't like it. It's not like I know employers. It's not like I know employers. I don't. And one of the things I've learned being in this country, this month is going to be 3 years and 8 months, going to 9 months since I've been in Canada, because I'm making 4 years in Canada just beginning of next year. Since I've been, there's no such thing as connections. There's no, yeah, it works. At least I know there are organizations that ask that actually. I remember my previous job, where I was working at a gas station. They were actually giving us bonuses to bring someone. You know, if you bring someone to work, they actually give you bonus. You know, they give you a bonus if you bring someone. There are places that do that, but it has to come from the job itself to say, oh, if you have someone that you can bring for us, I can't just go and start saying, hey, by the way, there's this person. One of the things I've learned is in this country, these people stick to rules. Stick to the rules. I know. I don't know about the other African countries, but I know in Uganda these days, you can only get opportunities, who knows who. So if I know you, I can go and tell my bosses, or I can go and tell someone, hey, by the way, there's this person, so and so, can you fix him for me somewhere? That rarely works in this country, but like I said, it rarely works in this country, but sometimes it does. But it has to come, the notice has to come from my employers, and it has to be that my employers are hiring. And then I cannot just bring some, oh, just keep this person's CV there, wherever. Chances are that they may say no. So people have been reaching out to me asking for jobs. And then there's also a number of people who have already had their asylum. Okay, now let me slow down here a bit. If you seek your asylum at the point of entry, like me, which I did at the point of entry, I remember that very day I was given documents to sign and things like that. And then I was scheduled for an interview. That is to see whether the asylum seeking that you did at the point of entry, you have to be interviewed. There's going to be another interview for them to see whether they're accepting your case to be forwarded. I don't know if there are people whose cases have been denied right from that first interview. I don't know if they are, but at least I've not met any. At least those of us who sought for asylum at the point of entry, we were all accepted. For that first step, we were accepted. So I arrived on second. On that second, we went through the paperwork, or of course the preliminary interviews. Yes, what are you doing? You're seeking for asylum. Yes. Okay. And then we were given 16. We were given from second. Okay, from second. I remember the night of second. Okay, of course I went through. I still stayed in the point of entry throughout the night, the whole of second, throughout the night up to third, going through the processes of being interviewed here. You're taken from this office to another office, just being tossed around. And then on the night of third was now when I was taken into a shelter. Yeah, it was the night of third. I don't remember. Now I've mixed out the dates. When I was taken to the shelter. Now from the shelter, that was in Montreal. From the shelter, now we were referred to. We're now on the 4th. Now is when the shelter organization, I think they coordinate with immigration, took us to another office. It was called Prada or something. We're taken there. Now from still paperwork. Now from there was when we were scheduled, because we were very many. Now when we were talking to the shelter, you guys, we were over 1,000. People who have been through Montreal, YMCA, I was in YMCA shelter. Oh my goodness, very big. And I'm told there were also other shelters. I just knew YMCA, but the other shelters. So we're taken. Now from on the 4th was when I was scheduled. People were given different dates. Very many people were given different dates. I was given 16th of March, that 2020, to go now for my interview. Now the interview to see whether whether they can accept my my asylum claim to be processed or deny it. So they accepted. Now on 16th of March was now when they accepted. Yes, we've accepted the asylum claim. We're now forwarding it to Immigration Refugee Board. Now this is from immigration. Now they hand you over from immigration. IRCC now is the one that does your first hearing, the first interview. Now if IRCC confirms it, is now when your work permit process actually now kicks from there. Now IRCC now gives you your brown paper. IRCC now gives you the documents that you're supposed to take for your medicals, to do your medicals, which medicals you use to get a work permit. So if they say yes, now they gave me a whole envelope, even with the basis of claim form and everything. Now they hand over your file to IRB, that is the Immigration Refugee Board, or the hearing tribunal, the tribunal that's going to hear your case. So they forwarded my case there. Now that's when I was now given a letter to go for my medicals. So now I went for my medicals. It's until you've done your medicals is when you can expect a work permit. So people who have come to Canada already, who have not done their medicals, please, unless you've done your medicals, then you can start waiting for your work permit. It doesn't usually take long. I want to give hope for asylum seekers that when your asylum process starts, if you do your first interview, here's the sample who even do their interview right from the airport. Kudos for you. That means if you do your interview right from the airport there, that means your process is going to be faster. And then go do your medicals. After your medicals, wait for your work permit. People who want to get to work before work permit, it is not guaranteed that you'll get a job. Like I said, that's an illegal activity. So most companies don't want to associate themselves like that. If you are lucky enough to find someone employ you without a work permit, be grateful and keep it in the law. Don't go out there sharing, oh, for me, I got a job without a work permit, because you could be putting that person, that employer, at a risk. Nowadays with social media and everything, things can be bad. So, but personally, me, I've not met anyone who is willing to employ someone without a work permit. So be patient. Those in Ontario and also Quebec too, the moment you have your brown paper, as you wait for your work permit, even there are organizations, there's the organizations that are willing to help support you. Even government is ready to support you. In Ontario, I left Montreal immediately after I got my brown paper. I left Montreal because I wasn't comfortable with the language, French. I don't speak basic French at all, nothing. So I moved to Ontario. I moved to Ottawa, which is where I am right now. So when I moved, I was told to go to Ontario Works, which is the welfare arm of the government that helped me. They were giving us allowances, monthly allowances. I was getting $740 per month, which is not enough. Like with the way things are now, which is not enough, because that's supposed to be for both accommodation and feeding. And thank God I got a house in a Ugandan family that I met, who were willing to rent for me a house at $500 per month. So I was renting $500. The $240 was now for the other expenses. It's not enough, but to me that's better than nothing. There are people who I interact with, oh yeah, I'm like, are you not on the government support? Yeah, it's small money. Why not receive that small money for the time being as you wait for your work permit than nothing? For me, I received that money for April, May, June, July, August, September, because I got a job until September for like 7 months. You know, I did receive that money. It was little, yes, but to me that's better than no one was giving me a free money and government is here giving me this little support. Patience is the virtue. People who are coming through wanting this asylum journey, it's not a quick process, you guys. It's not a quick process. Let me burst your bubble. From the 16th of March 2020, I now came finding a lawyer, legal aid. People will be asking me, can you get me a lawyer? You guys, especially people who are also out of the country, if you're out of Canada and you want a lawyer to help you in your immigration process, you guys, I'm not the right person to. Go ahead, use whichever avenues you can to find those lawyers, because you are not a part of the system. So I don't know what kind of consultations you want to make, but kudos to you. Go to Google, find the city or province of your choice, and then Google immigration lawyers in those provinces, because that is going to be a private arrangement between you and those lawyers. So find it like that. The lawyers I can recommend is when you're already in Canada. I know you're already in the system, because when you're already in Canada, these lawyers need your brown paper, the number on your brown paper, on that brown paper of yours, like what do they call the UCI number? There's a number they give you after your first interview. No lawyer is going to work with you without your brown paper, without your UCI number. So when you in Canada, you've already started your asylum process, I can now guide you, like, you know what, go to legal aid. So Google legal aid in your city, the city you're in, find their contact number, call them, because before you get your work permit, you are actually entitled to a free legal service paid by government of Canada, you know, until when you are scrapped off that after, I think after you've earned for a few months, I think, then you become in your income. They know the process. They'll even assess you. So how much has been your income, blah blah blah. When you reach a certain income threshold, then they realize you're not eligible for a government paid lawyer. Now you can afford your own lawyer. But you can imagine, for submitting your basis of claim and everything, you can already use the government lawyer to help you through that process. You don't need to spend for a lawyer in the beginning of this process. But that only works when you're already in Canada and you already have a brown paper. Then the number one thing that I want to talk to you guys about is people reaching out and telling me, hey Favor, I don't have a story. Can you help me create one? Before I go, let me first read the comments here. Oh, Charles is saying, I was just joking. Anyway, people should understand that you also have other work and activities to attend to, so they should learn to be patient. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Time flies. Yeah, Prince, time flies. But I'm telling you, much as time flies, it's like I've been here for ages. Like, it's not easy. And that's also another downsides of, I should say, about this asylum process. Simply because things do not work the way you want them to. Things are going to take their own time. Yeah, I'll get to that. So like I said, people reaching out to me that, oh, they don't have a story. Can you help me create one? People, I want to tell you, if you are creating stories, there's one thing, real situation in your story. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. This could be a disaster. Yes, they can accept you. You can come and tell them, narrate for them a whole story with tears in your eyes. The immigration guys at the airport will grant you entrance. And then you go for your first interview, which is where, like I said, you get your brown paper and everything. You even get your work permit. Kudos. But the real deal, the determinant of all these things is you guys, your hearing, the real tribunal hearing of your case. Which sometimes for some people, for lucky people, it comes at 8 months, 6 months, some people 8 months, some people 1 year. I did not have my hearing almost 2 years into being in this country. I did not hear. But for my case, there were some issues, irregularities that happened. My lawyer, my government aided lawyer, okay, the transition of I did, okay, that's why I'm here. I'm glad. The reason I've been open to sharing my story with you guys and then being open to even responding to people is, you guys, I wish someone guided me before I took that journey to come to Canada. I wish someone told me what things were, how things went. I feel like I would have made better decisions. Things would have turned maybe easier and quicker for me. No one told me nothing. And remember, when you get your work permit, you're supposed to go to Service Ontario. No, Service Canada, actually. Immediately, the day you receive your work permit, before anything, pick your work permit and go to Service Canada to get your SIN number. That SIN number is like everything. Any government office just puts in your SIN number, they find information about you. Now, I had been earning income since September of 2020, right? And I'm here. I submitted my basis of claim, yes. They have acknowledged that they have received my basis of claim, whatever, kudos. Now I'm seated here waiting. 2020 finishes, 2021 comes, and 2021 is about to finish. It's my friend now reaches out to me, hey Favor, have you heard from immigration? I just had my hearing. Okay, I've just been told my hearing is on this date. This is someone I entered Canada together with. And I'm like, ooh, first I'm happy for her. I'm like, ooh, thank God. So something came to my mind like, hey, now that your friend's hearing is coming up, maybe yours is also somewhere. Maybe, you need to check. I now call immigration. And now I'm like, hey, I'm just calling. Only for me to be told my case, my lawyer, the one, sorry guys, the lawyer who helped me in filing my basis of claim is what? Withdrew from the case. is no longer my representative. So I don't have a legal representative in the system. That's why I've not had anything from immigration. I'm like, when did this happen? Like, your lawyer withdrew months ago. Reason being, even if he was to continue representing me, remember he was a legal aid lawyer who was supposed to be paid by government. But now, according to government, I'm now capable of paying for my own lawyer. So this lawyer was going to be working for nothing. But instead of this lawyer reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, girl, I'm no longer able to represent you because you're no longer eligible for illegal aid lawyers," he didn't communicate to me. Me, I'm here seated comfortable, staying thinking. I'm here seated comfortable thinking that, oh, I have a lawyer. For months, I was not having a lawyer. And one thing is, if you state, okay, I know the people who state that they are able to represent themselves. If you say you present themselves, then legal immigration will reach out to you directly for every information. But if you state in the system that you have a legal representative, of course you have to give the details of your legal representative on your basis of claim, who your legal representative is. If you're doing that, then every communication of yours, they'll be reaching through the lawyer, through your legal representative that you've stated to them. Now, because mine had withdrawn, and then they were not communicating with me. Yeah, they were not, because they were hoping that I would give them the details of another legal representative. So I started everything afresh. So I had to find out a lawyer, look for a lawyer now privately, because like I said, I was no longer eligible. So people who have just come, like I said, if you just start your process, you are eligible for a government lawyer, which is legal aid. But when you start earning income, I think when you earn income for a certain period of time, I don't know, you become ineligible for it. So I'd become ineligible, so I needed to find my own lawyer. So I had to start finding my own lawyer. Then by January of 2020, last year, was when I now got the details of this new lawyer into the system and everything. That's when now everything started afresh. I just had my hearing last year, actually. I just had my immigration hearing last year. I applied for, of course, now when you, for some instances, they give you a decision there and then. Actually, my friend, her decision was given right there and then on the day she had her hearing. Her case was accepted there and then. But the point I was trying to say here is, people who are asking for a story to be created, I don't know how you guys are going to do it, but when it comes to presenting your case, there has to be something, an evidence that directly links you, that directly can point you to the case that you're claiming. For example, let's say as a woman, I'm claiming that I am running from domestic violence, where my life was at the risk, like I was at the risk of losing my own life. The question that I'm supposed to, they're supposed to ask me, even when you're in filling your basis of claim, did you seek for help from within? Then when I say yes, I sought for help. What help did you seek for? Let's say I went to police. I must have a police statement, a record that on this date I went to police and there was a police number. Well, even if it's whatever it is, there's something to show. Yes, so it's even better. Actually, it helps your case. Let's say I said I went to police and then police didn't do nothing. That's actually better. So you went to police. What was the outcome of the police? Did the police arrest the perpetrator? Like, how did that go down? If I was beaten, let's say I was beaten to near death, did I go to the hospital? Yes, medical record, even pictures. If let's say I had a swollen chin, a deformation, I broke my arm, those photos, things, tangible things to show, to prove your case. So now my question to you is, if you are forging the case, like you're asking me, who doesn't know what your case, let's come up with a story. According to you, my question I'll put it to you is, how are we going to, in this created story that we're trying to create, how are we going to find tangible evidence to back up your case? Guys, the success of your asylum claim is evidence, tangible evidence. I had overwhelming evidences to prove my case. A lot of documents stating a lot of documents directly linking me with my name, like there are documents showing my name to situations, tangible. That is what helped me. Hey, hello, hello.
Oh, good morning, favorite.
Good morning. It's afternoon already.
Oh, I just woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. How are you? Sorry, I'm doing it like. So like I was saying, very tangible evidence is the secret to an asylum claim. It may take 5 years for your case to be resolved. It may take 3 years. It may take 2 years. It may take a few months. But please, in your wanting to create a story, make sure you have evidence, like tangible evidence. A lot of people from my country, Uganda, are coming to Canada with this okay, the homosexual thing that's going on. Yes, it's true. Canada government knows, the world knows that there was a bill passed in Uganda saying this is, but if you are saying you want to use that as an evidence, make sure, I mean that as a case to claim asylum in Canada, make sure in your claim of homosexual blah, blah, there are things that directly links you, like something you can show to the judge here in Canada that directly links you into the homosexual whatever, how your life threatening, like how all that thing plays, how your case plays itself. Make sure that there are tangible evidences for that claim. Yeah, I'm just going to put that. Zoe, what's your question? Ask your question. Yeah, make sure there's something tangible directly linking you to the claim you're saying, because you just can't come and say, oh yeah, I'm gay, so my life is at risk. How did you, like, you need to give real life scenarios that posed your life, the threat on your life. You need to prove that threat on your life tangibly. Yes, like I said, yes, it's already an international case that Uganda is against homosexuals. That is general. That's a general case. But now specifically, how has this played in your own life? Evidence-based. Evidence-based. So people who are planning, there's someone who reached out to me just yesterday or the day before yesterday, saying, oh yeah, she's gotten it. People who are coming on visit visas, please guys, before you take this journey of asylum seeking, be careful. Be careful. First and foremost, um what reasons did you give for applying for your visa? Be careful along those lines. My another advice is, if you have the resources, why don't you come into Canada and see for yourself what the situation here is like before you arriving at the airport and then starting the asylum process, and boom, things don't work out the way you envisioned them to work out, and then you're all frustrated and you're whatever. Because the people who have reached out to me and been like, oh, ABCD, like complaining, if you don't have patience, like I say it again, if you don't have patience, please leave this asylum seeking thing alone. Try other options for yourself. Try. It is not, and you have no power of how things stand. Like there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about. Okay, you can't influence the moment. Yes, the beginning process. Yes, there's timeline. When the moment you have put your, the moment you have started the process, they expect you to submit your basis of claim. There's a time period. I think depending on which channel you use, whether it's inland or the port of entry, there's a deadline for you to submit your basis of claim. You do that. After that, now, when you get a work permit, just go ahead on even the work permit may not come as quick as you want. But like I said, government, at least I know, I don't know about other, but I know I should be generally all over Canada. There is allowance to keep you, to sustain you. It's not enough. It's not a lot. It's not so much. But can you narrow your expectations to meet that small money for the time being? To manage that small money for the time being until your work permit comes, because possibility that it's going to come. Oh, my time is running out. Possibility that it's going to come. Yes, it's going to come. But patience. I can't emphasize it enough. Patience. Even as you wait patiently, please make sure there's it may not be the whole case that you're claiming, but let there be some bit of authenticity in your case, very small, that you can justify. Please, I beg of you guys. There's been a lot of deportations happening. At least I've known of 3 people who got deported. Their case was denied. They said they didn't have substantial evidence to back their case, and they got deported. Actually, the one guy, the last person I knew he was supposed to, he threw away his passport, by the way. When he found out, he threw away his passport. He threw away the passport. So he didn't have so when you think when you throw away your passport, you may not be, nothing will happen. I'm telling you, immigration took, the immigration liaised with his embassy to process him a new passport. And the passport was going to take about 40 something days. So in those 40 something days, every Wednesday, this guy was supposed to report to CBSA, Canada Border Services, I think, service something. He was asked to report every Wednesday to there. And he did. There's a lady that I know who they came here in 2018, and she didn't have her hearing until 2021. When she finally had her hearing, her case was denied too. And the case was, because it's all about not having substantial evidence to back your case. And she had 3 kids, by the way. 3 kids, they're already admitted into Canada system. They're already going to school. Okay, you live a normal life in this country, only that you can't travel outside Canada. Even up to now, I cannot travel outside Canada. Yes, my case has been approved. Yes, my PR, but I've not received my actual PR card. That's number 1. I've not received my actual PR card. It's supposed to come in the mail. We don't know when. You see? That's why patience, like I said, patience is very, very important. It's over a year now. I've not received it, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'll have to wait until it comes through in that mail. What I always make sure is everywhere I shift to, the first thing I do is to change my address in Canadian system, in the immigration system, to my current address, so that that mail does not go anywhere. Over 1 year, when I called, there's so much backlog, there's nothing I can do. I've been waiting for over a year. I can't travel. I can't leave Canada right now. Now, the next step I've decided to do is to apply for travel document, a temporary travel document, since my passport is still with immigration. So I needed to go somewhere. I needed to travel outside the country. Now for me to travel outside the country, like I said, my passport is still with immigration. I haven't received my PR card. I'm told after I receive my PR card, I'm not supposed to apply to get back my passport. So I have not received the card, so I can't apply. I'm stuck along that line. But I wanted to travel. And another thing is I can never go back to Uganda. Maybe until when I receive Canadian citizenship, now I can go to Uganda as a Canadian citizen. But until then, I can never go to Uganda, because the day I step in Uganda, they can revoke my whatever here. It can be. So I'm not supposed to. So those of you who are seeking asylum from your countries, mark in mind, should your asylum seeking process claim get accepted, you are not stepping foot in your country. So that means you're giving up your country and everything you have in that country for that period of time. The period of time might be 6 years, might be whatever. Like for me now, I don't know. I've already been, like I said, I'm making 4 years in this country. It's so by the end of this year, it's going to make, it's already like making 1 year since I got my permanent residency stuff, and I still have 2 more years to go for me to get citizenship, 2 or even 3, because if I'm going to be traveling out of the country, if I'm be leaving this country, every time you go out of the country, it's deducted from your 3 years. I'm supposed to spend 1,095 days as a permanent resident in this country before I get citizenship. So if I'm going to be moving out of the country and everything, it's taking away. So probably I might have, God knows, 3 more years to go. We're talking about 7 years without stepping foot in Uganda. That's the reality of it. There are people whose citizenship are being denied simply because they thought after getting PR, that's everything. They've been going to their countries they sought protection from. Their citizenship has been revoked. And when your citizenship gets revoked, your PR expires and doesn't get renewed. That's the end of you between you and Canada also. So I feel like these kind of informations are very, very important. Someone is saying, please, is it possible for someone to seek asylum at the point of entry, and at which point of entry is good to land in Canada? I was just saying here right now, I was just saying earlier, but I don't know if you were already here, but I'm saying you need to be very careful of what did you put what did you put into what kind of okay, first of all, you have, for you to come to Canada, you need a visa, right? What information did you put in your visa? Why did you say you're going to in your visa? So that's the details you put in your visa, where the place you stated you were going to is where you're supposed to, you should make sure to show up. So your question of which point of entry is good to land in Canada, what did you put, what information did you put in your application? What information did you put in your application? Be very sensitive about that. Some people are being deported just right from the airport. They just book your air ticket back to your countries because of these kind of things. You said you're going to British Columbia. In your application, in your visa application, you're going to British Columbia for whichever reasons that you stated there in your visa application. You stated that. And then you show up in Montreal. Because like Favorite said, yes, through Montreal, you get the best, you get the easy, it's an easy way out. These guys, the first, before even you go to, yes, you can seek asylum from the point of entry. But before you even get to, oh, now I seek asylum, they first have to go through with you. They have a copy of your application. So be authentic as possible. Show them, okay, be sincere from that point. So your sincerity is going to show up in what information did you put in your visa. Those of you who are using agents to apply for yourselves, please ask for those agents to give you access to your application, or let them give you the information that put for you in your application, because that can put you in a very big trouble. One thing to Abbas, even if you started your asylum process in whichever part of Canada, along the way you can move. Like I said, I started my asylum process on Quebec, but I later on I asked to transfer my case from Quebec to Ontario. My hearing was conducted from Toronto, but it was virtual, so I didn't have to go to Toronto. I did it from home. Said, you were talking about a lady that her case was denied with her yes, they were deported with her with her children. You get deported. Yeah, they appealed twice. No, they appealed, and the appeals were still denied. All on the basis of no substantial evidence to back their case. So I'm just giving it now. There's no such thing as which is the best town to seek for asylum. My advice is, okay, first, if you're seeking asylum from the point of entry, your point of entry is still going to be the same. Where you're going to seek asylum is where you're going to arrive. So if you are, which airport have you arrived in, is that's your point of entry. So that's where you're going to start your asylum process. But like I said, you can transfer your case later on. But if you, that's what I'm saying. If, for example, if I say right now, the best I would the things I would say is check for the less populated provinces of Ottawa, of Canada. I think Montreal, people are still seeking asylum from Montreal. It's working. Toronto is a red alert. Toronto, I wouldn't advise anyone to. But remember, if you applied in your application, visit visa, I don't know, whichever visa you're applying for, you applied your destination, your arrival into Canada was through Toronto Airport, you're still going to have to show up at a Toronto Airport for you to avoid any problems, because you can use Montreal. Okay, if you say you want to come to Ottawa, you can. Montreal is the most immediate international airport to Ottawa, but you can't Montreal. Ottawa is 4 hours away from Toronto. Ottawa is 2 hours or even less away from Montreal. So, like I was just saying, be careful on information you've put in your visa, and then the act where you land. That one, they're going to grill you for it. You can't, a province away. What I know works is only Toronto, I know Montreal and Ottawa. Ottawa is in Ontario, yes. Montreal is in Quebec, yes. But Montreal is the most immediate, the nearest international big airport to Ottawa. It works. But you can't, in your application, you said you are going to British Columbia and you land in Toronto. There are high chances that they may even just that disparity, that's a very, British Columbia is how many hours flight? I think 4 or 6 hours flight away from Toronto, and then you're saying you are landing via Toronto. It doesn't make sense. So they pay attention to those things. So be careful. the issue of where do you land, you need to fix it, right? You need to fix it right from you need to fix it right from your application, visa application. So start fixing it from your visa application. But like I said, check for the what's the word? Check for the less populated provinces in Canada. Check for those less populated provinces in Canada for you to seek. I feel like maybe chances of asylum could be higher, but one truth I know is you can seek asylum in everywhere in Canada. Even in Toronto's issue was the housing issue. The housing issue was a very big issue, but people who have still come through, they refer you. They're taking them to other cities. It's the whole, like, they do the processes for you. The thing is, the things you guys should not be worrying about, to me, is where do I seek asylum? It's still Canada. It's still Canada. My issue is the work you have to do is how strong is my case? Do I have the necessary evidence to back this case? It's about that. Because when you get here, you can move to whichever place you want to. People have moved. Like I said, I was in Montreal, but then I moved to Ontario. The people who moved to other places, they still went through. The most important thing is, do I have a strong case? A case strong, what do I mean by that? Evidence. Do I have enough evidence to back? Because the reason people's cases are being denied is evidence. Specific. Don't come seeking asylum for general issues like, yes, unless it's a war. Like for example, right now, Sudan, there's chaos in Sudan, right? That one, it's in world news, they know. But now the evidence, people who come from war zones, is their passport. Their passport is the evidence. They have passport from this country. Their place is the war-torn area, like the war-torn places where they come from. That is their evidence. That's strong enough. As long as, like, war-known regions, like right now, people in is it the Palestinian, the whichever war, Ukraine. Even government has been helping Ukrainians to come to Canada because their evidence is their passport. That's their evidence. Yes, it's known there's a war going on in Ukraine, so there's no much information you need, or no much other evidence that you need to build up. And it also has to be that you actually living from that country, or if you're not, like for example, like there are Sudanese that can come from Uganda, but if you've been in Uganda for over 10 plus years, and then you're claiming that, yeah, I'm Sudanese and then I'm seeking asylum, they're also going to question you there. You are not directly being affected, but because they believe in 10 years you've established your life in Uganda, that you didn't have to run away from the war. So those are the things. Where to seek for asylum, to me, is not a big deal, but having a strong case to use in the asylum process should be your worry. Some evidence that directly links you up to the case. Like I said, the case, a lot of Ugandans are currently, I don't want to use the word stranded, but they are here in this country. They are waiting for their fate, hopefully it works for them. But even in that sense, you have to have a specific evidence, something specifically that you can justify yourself. Yes, my life is at risk, based on, yes, but like I said, all Ugandans went crazy when now Ugandan government has come openly, it's known in the news, it's known all over the world, homosexual, blah blah blah. But you as an individual, what are the tangible things that you can show to your judge here that, yes, I'm homosexual, yes, but then these ABCD scenarios with evidences like ABCD have made my life a risk in Uganda. If it is a threat to my life, should I stay in Uganda? Because at least they know that the police was not going to protect you. The protecting bodies of Uganda are not going to support you or anything. So they understand that those ones already help you. But individually, as you, what are the things? What are the real life scenarios that have happened that have made you feel that your life is at risk in Uganda? So that will work in your favor. The government being against homosexual, that is one evidence, but it's not specific to you. So you make sure you have real specific situations that you can link to your case, and then there you go, you get accepted, and then you live your life in this country. So yeah, what else did another thing is, yes, someone also wrote to me and said I should write for them an invitation letter. They have applied for their visa and they got the visa, but now what they were supposed to, they like they not no someone told me to write for them an invitation letter for them to use to apply for visa, but when they reach there they're going to seek for asylum. Now people, let me say this, inviting, I'm sure a lot of us have relatives in these different big countries, but their relatives have never invited us or whatever. It is not as easy as we think. You guys, if I had the opportunity right now to invite people, do you think I was going to be going to invite a stranger, or I'm the only person in my family who is in Canada. My siblings are still in Uganda. If I had the potential to, I would start by inviting my family. Now, like I said, until I have my permanent residency in my card, in my hand, I cannot even sponsor someone else. But my first line of sponsorship is my immediate family, children and spouse. I'm not even able to invite a brother of mine. I think my parents too are cool, but for my parents I need to have a certain amount of money in my bank account and submit my bank statements to prove that I'm capable of taking care of my parents in this country first before I can invite them. So right now it's my spouse and children first priority, and that's the process I'm in right now. I've submitted the paperwork and everything. That's the process I'm waiting on right now to get my immediate family to Canada. That is where it stops for me. So when it comes to inviting people, it is, you guys, Canada is not a country like many of us are familiar with. They have systems in place. Everything has to happen according to that system. So it's not a walk in the park that we may think. That's my advice. I'm sorry, I cannot, and I'm not able to invite someone right now based on my current status. I cannot. Even when you're inviting someone, you have to state your relationship with them. So as someone that, okay, I met here, what kind of relationship am I going to state? We will need to have maybe show evidence of our because if I'm to invite my sibling, let's say my brother, I need to submit birth certificate, my birth certificate showing my mother's name, and then his birth certificate showing his mother's name, which should be the same mother between me and him. Or if he's my brother on my father's side, our fathers they need to show that we have the same father by showing both our birth certificates. Relationship, even people for relationship, you need to show evidence of your relationship. Evidences being maybe have we paid bills together, and the relationships here they recognize is common law partners. We should have lived together with you by having bills coming in both our names or paying rent or whatever from whichever we are coming from. Photo evidences, video evidences of me and you that there's a relationship. So it's not as easy as we think it happens. If I had opportunity to invite you guys, I would invite as many as you. We come and hustle this in this country together. We come and do the life together because it's not a walk in the park. Yes, but I would love all of us to come and to. I wouldn't want to say bad things about the country, but I would want us to all come and see this for ourselves together. But I'm not in the position to. The least I can do is share with you guys information if there is, or guidance that if there is that I can provide. Other than that, I'm not in position to. Someone also one time asked me if I can host them. Now, hosting, for us Africans, we're very friendly, very hospitable people. You can even have people come and stay around in your home for years or even for months without any problem. But now, guys, the twist here is this is a totally different world. Like right now, if I had my own house, yes, here in Canada, like I'm renting a whole big house to myself, yes, I can host you to come and stay for a few months until you find your feet. But right now, I'm renting a room in someone's house. And this room comes with rules and regulations. I cannot have overnight visitors. I can have overnight visitor for a day or two, a few days. Like my landlord told me, I can have an overnight visitor, but female, it has to be female for a few days when his children are not around. Now, totally no male visitors. So that explains to you why I can't host someone. But like I said, if you're coming on the asylum route, I can guide or where you can seek for information. But if you seek asylum from the port of entry immediately, there they take over for with you. They take you over from there and they guide you. There are a lot of organizations, a lot of resources that can be of support to you until you find your feet. So guys, it's already 2 o'clock. I'm supposed to be going to work. So that is, I just had to hop in here because I promised you guys that I'll come live today. So we have agreed, I asked the question here, how frequent should we have these lives? So we have agreed that we'll be doing lives bi-weekly, every 2 weeks on a Saturday, or on a Sunday or Saturday, I don't know, we'll agree on the date. But guys, keep your questions. Now, I didn't respond to the questions here because there were not so many questions here. But I'm just coming to say, now that you guys have given me 1,000 subscribers, I'm so happy to deliver and answer to all your queries and questions that you may have. So share with your friends, people who want to know more about this asylum process, how it goes, what are the consequences, whatever. I'm open to share based on my personal experience, right? Based on my own personal experience, I'm willing to share with you guys. But yeah, I'm willing to share with you guys. So what you only have to do for me is send the questions or share with those people so that they come live here and I answer the questions there and then. I think next time we'll have to do an earlier time because I do a part-time job on the weekends that I have to be going to. So I think I need to have an earlier time so that I can be here longer with you guys. But I feel like if we'll be organized next time, because I have a lot of questions here, but these are personal questions that it won't be comfortable if someone came across here and I read a question and they feel, oh, I'm reading their question without their notice. I don't know how they would feel about that. But you feel free next time to ask your questions and we will be responding to them. And yeah, we'll be responding to those questions of yours. But like I said, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Like, I can't thank you guys enough. I didn't think that, but you guys have been generous enough with subscribing. I appreciate. Yep. So I think let's stop here for now. Did I miss any question? No. At which point of entry is good? I already answered that, I think. Which point of entry is good? So guys, sorry, the time we had here today was not enough, but yeah, it's almost 1 hour because we are at 57 minutes. I came late for sure. I'm sure some people might have waited, but we shall plan better. Oh my, Said, so I didn't get to answer your questions, right? So yeah, we'll be doing, for now, we are agreeing on the 2 bi-weekly. So which means today is what? Today is so if we're saying bi-weekly, our next, let's schedule the date for our next today is what? This is November. Today is 26th, right? So our next meeting is going to be on 10th. So our next live is going to be on 10th, but I want to push the time earlier. Like I said, I want to do 11. I'm going to do 11 p.m. 11 a.m. Canadian time, earlier time. 11 is what time in Uganda, in East Africa? Oh, 11 will be 7 p.m. So we're going to do 7 p.m. East African time, 11 a.m. Canadian time on 8th. No, on 10th. So guys, 10th, let's be here so that we can be, even if at least if we can be here for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, that would be better. So let's do 11. Let's do 11 a.m. next on 8th of December. So no, 10th of December. I mean, I don't know why my mind is so much on 8th. We do 10th of December, 24th of December. So yeah, we'll be doing like that until maybe we adjust also. But let's keep those asylum questions or anything you just want me to talk about as far as asylum is concerned. It doesn't have to be a question. It can even be a statement on, it can even be a statement on, okay, what it means to be an asylum seeker. So yeah, that's it. So guys, I think let's stop here. It's almost going to be 1 hour in 2, 3, 1. Yeah.